the men's 1500 on the line. These athletes tonight, we have Paul Ryan, Sam Prakel, Johnny Gregoric, Justyn Knight, Craig Nowak, Josh Thompson, Eric Jenkins, Nick Willis, Amos Bartelsmeyer, Vincent Ciatti, Pat Casey, James Randon, Charlie Hunter, Robbie Andrews, Casey Neville-Bard, and James West.
And the sponsor for this one is the Beer Mile Podcast. You guys saw the guys in the booth just a little bit earlier. And they craft up a little bit of storyline. We don't have Centrowitz in this one. We have Josh Thompson, who talked a little bit about beef. And again, you said he could be the guy to watch in this race.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's already finding his way towards the front, but you have Johnny Gregoric immediately on the rabbit. I believe that is Ryan Adams. He won last night in personal best of 3:38, and so it's very, very nice to have someone that you know is capable. And really quickly, I just do want to point out that the Olympic trials qualifying time is 3:37.5, but the Olympic trials standard is 3:35.0.
Everyone is lined up for this one.
They are out quick in a big field like this. You need to allow them to spread out as they come through 300 meters in 41 seconds. We spoke about this earlier about Gabriella. Johnny is another athlete who's been in plenty of Diamond League races. He's used to racing those Kenyans and Jakob Ingebrigtsen, those athletes who are not afraid to take it out in 54, 55 seconds. So he is not intimidated by a 41-second first 300. And just behind him, you have Justyn Knight and Josh Thompson. The way that this field is completely strung out is a great indicator that we are rolling. And you see those lights on the infield. The pacer is perfectly on it.
Right behind Johnny is Justyn Knight. He's got a 3:36 personal best from the 2018 Brian Clay Invitational. So if he tries to snag that Olympic standard, then that could go down.
Johnny is running with a ton of confidence, something that reminds me of him winning the Summertown Track Series at Icon Stadium. He was not afraid to take the lead at the front and make it fast. And behind Josh Thompson is James West as they come through 700 meters in about 1:39. So Chris, we, again, I believe are having this rabbit go about 1,000 meters, and I'm sure he'll try to squeeze out every little bit that he can as he comes through 800 meters in about 1:54 seconds.
Just look at that line right there on the backstretch.
Something I always like to talk about is the ability of a rabbit to really wind up the pace. It's important that the momentum doesn't stop. You don't want that final 200 meters before he steps off to be slow. You want them to be moving into their kick. Get them going. Let them know that this is the pace that they're going to need to do if they're going to want to run fast.
Now, is that Charlie Hunter on the right behind Josh Thompson? Right? Yep, that is him.
You do see Charlie Hunter, the big Australian, starting to move up. Josh Thompson also starting to move into lane 2. It seems like the pace up front slowed down just a hair as they move into their final lap. They're approaching the bell in 2:40 high. So closing in 55 seconds here, completely attainable, but they do want to get moving early, and it looks like Charlie Hunter has that in mind. It's something that the pressure is on him. This is his opportunity to go get at that time, and he has to make it happen.
The Oregon Duck versus the Bowerman Track Club stud.
Josh Thompson immediately responds. We saw him run 3:34 last year at BU, doing it the hard way, closing by himself very, very quickly. And so he's one that is not afraid to get going. But Justyn Knight also immediately responds as Amos Bartelsmeyer and his former teammate Sam Prakel are chasing Charlie Hunter down, but Justyn Knight pulls into lane 2. He is making a decisive move. We're going to see if Charlie Hunter has the ability to respond. Amos looks very strong, the German, trying to get his standard out of the way as well. But the Canadian Justyn Knight looks extremely strong. He's going to be just outside that standard, but 3:36, and we're going to wait on what that official time is. It's looking like it was about a 55 high final lap.
You know what? Another little storyline that we kind of overlooked is the fact that this just snapped Josh Thompson's winning streak. He had not lost a 1,500 meter race since 2019, I believe.
So we had 9,100 people watching that race, and I know one is Malcolm Gladwell, who's probably quite excited that the Canadian took that one home.
A good old Canadian takes the dub here.
This was the first time, I guess, outside of that 800 we saw a prickly pear that Amos has been donning the Bowerman Track Club singlet.
Standout star out of Georgetown. Spent a little bit of time right afterwards with Andy Powell at UW. Was training with Sam Prakel, but has really taken so well to Jerry Schumacher's training.
And we see the results on the screen. Knight 336.6. Amos was 337.0. So, you know, I think something that maybe this is an opportune time to touch on is that although the standard is the easiest way to do, and it obviously allows you to relax a little bit, the ranking system is a very, very...
It's confusing, but you studied it this afternoon.
I have studied it before, and I continue to learn more and more about it.